It's easy to be motivated on fire one day and then wake up the next day and like, where's that motivation gone? I love being around negative or toxic people because I'm gonna suck them into my gravitational force. You should walk into your office and be like, yeah. Good to be back. Today I wanted to talk about triggering yourself for success. So one of the biggest things that I found with entrepreneurs is because we have nobody to hold us accountable, because it's just us, it's easy to be motivated on fire one day and then wake up the next day and like, where's that motivation gone? So on my stories, I'm doing this new challenge, the Just Woke Up challenge, where basically as soon as I wake up, I film myself. You can go watch this morning's, and I'm tired and like I turn the lights on and you know, that shock. The point of doing that is that everybody wakes up the same way. Right? Everybody wakes up and we're tired and you got stuff on your eyes and lines on your face and all that stuff, right? The difference is the people who go off and accomplish their goals and have success are the ones who then demand excellence from themselves on a daily basis, right? So the habits, your environment, your routine. And what I love about triggers, which I want to talk about today, and then we'll open it up and get to Q&A, is thinking about things that you could do and set up once that then every morning reminds you of the life that you want to live and the game that you want to play, right? So if you guys have seen my office, have you seen like the pictures behind, right? Those black and white pictures in the office. Those all remind me to believe more in myself, right? There's a story with each one. You may not know some of the people. You probably know who Steve Jobs is, and you probably know who Kanye West is, and then the three other people you may not know, but it's E.P. Giannini, who's my favorite entrepreneur, who started Bank of America, Howard Schultz, who started Starbucks, and then my parents. So like me and my parents are in the middle picture. And the idea with that one is they taught me that I'm Evan Christopher Carmichael. I could do anything that I believe that I can. And so when I walk into my office, they're all staring me down, right? And I'm standing basically right with Steve Jobs next to me. And it's sometimes scary. I'm looking here and then like giant Steve Jobs right here down the side. And it's a reminder. It's like Steve Jobs is staring me down. It's a reminder every day that let's go, like bigger, bigger. No matter how big I think I'm going, there's Steve Jobs right there who wants to put the dent in the universe, right? And so what's great about those is you don't have to have the same ones, but setting up your environment that you only think about doing it once, and then every day you walk in and it's that reminder. So people often will write to me to say, hey, how do I buy those pictures, those posters? Well, you can't. Like, I'm not selling them. And it's first off, it's kind of weird. Like, it's my parents. You want a picture of me when I'm 8 with my parents on the wall? It's like kind of weird, right? But what is the thing for you, right? Designing your environment. So I only had to spend one day making those and getting them printed, but then I hang them on the wall, and then every day I walk in, and it's a reminder of who I want to be, of the game that I want to play, right? I call it a trigger. It's a play bigger trigger. And so thinking about what's on the wall, where you're working, what's in all the environments that you work at. I have a sign on my door that says breathe, as a reminder that whenever I leave the condo, I want to do my Wim Hof breathing. So the right 30 times. When we went on vacation, not a vacation, we went on our tour, I stopped breathing. I forgot to remind myself to breathe because that sign wasn't on the door anymore. And so we took a sticky note and I wrote breathe and I put it on my steering wheel in the car, so that every time we got in the car, we would breathe. So when Nina and I got in the car, we'd be like, okay, let's go, breathe. Right? So it's the reminder of the life that you want to live and the habits that you want to have that you may not remember. Like you may set a goal for yourself, but then you don't follow through or you don't think it's big anymore. You have some vision, like I want to go off and do this, and you're all fired up, but then the next day you play small. And so thinking about, first off, your physical environment, what do you want to have that if you saw it, it would make you want to come alive, right? So same thing now for you, your business, your life. When you walk into your office, even if your office is a desk in your bedroom, like what is it going to remind you to play the bigger game, right? What's on your, my phone's right here. Look at what's on your phone, right? Look at what's on your desktop background. Because you look at your phone at least 3 times a day, right? At least. Most of you pulling it out like 200 times a day. So seeing what's on the back. So my background right now is we went to this hotel in New York, and we got this massive upgrade because the air conditioning was out at our place. So they gave us like the suite with the balcony and all this stuff. So I took a picture of me on the balcony working with like corner and there's views of New York all around. and I spent the whole time working because it's like I want to work harder to be here, right? So it's a reminder every time I open my phone. So what's on your phone background, right? Every time you look at your phone, what do you see? Every time you look at your desktop, what do you see? When you get into your car, what do you see? Is there a reminder to make you want to play a bigger game, right? So play bigger triggers. Clothing is also expression, right? Like I feel like Batman when I put on my uniform here, right? So even putting on something that makes you feel how you want to be as opposed to how you actually feel, right? Think about music that you put on. A lot of times we put on music for how we actually feel as opposed to how you want to feel. So the first thing that I do every morning is I have a Believe playlist. You can check it out on my channel. But it's songs that make me move, right? You might hate them all. Awesome. Put on songs that make you move. Because music is the fastest way to change your state. It's the fastest way to go from low energy to high energy. A song that comes on that would make you start to do this, right? That's the right song. Those are the songs that you want to start your day with. So even making, like tonight as a takeaway, make a playlist of 20 to 25 songs that if it came on, it would force you to start bobbing your head or singing along. And then tomorrow morning, play one of them and start your day with it instead of waking up like an accident, right, and grabbing for your cell phone. I have a giant bag of Doritos in my office. You guys may have seen it in my videos. The amount of times I get asked, like, why is Doritos sponsoring your videos? Or, Evan, you should be promoting a healthy lifestyle. You know, stop showcasing Doritos. I got to do a better job explaining it, but the reason, that's a huge play bigger trigger for me because all I want to do is eat that bag every day. I love Doritos, right? Doritos are my vice. We went to Costco and we bought the giant one, like the half human size, and that's, you can only get the original nacho cheese one on that one. So I buy it and I keep it on the desk because I have a strategy called Damn the Doritos. So it's a reminder that I'm stronger than the Doritos. I look at that bag and like, all I want to do is eat that thing right now, but I'm stronger than it. And so at the beginning, when you're just learning to get rid of something out of your life, I think it's actually good to just get it out, right? When you're on a diet, get rid of all the junk food from your house. But I think ultimately that becomes a crutch because what happens when you go on vacation and when you go to a party or go to a wedding, you start destroying all the food that's around you, right? And so when you break your leg, they give you a cast and then you have crutches, but your ultimate goal is to be able to walk again, not to have to use a crutch forever, right? So maybe I'm just a little weird duck crazy on this one, but I want to have the Doritos right in front of me all day long because I think getting them out of your house is you telling yourself that you suck. Like, I can't be around this, and so I'm going to get rid of it, is you telling yourself that you suck. At least that's how I see it. I'm telling myself I suck, that I'm not strong enough to be around it. Now, maybe temporary, get rid of it, but ultimately I want to bring it back just because, just to show myself. And people then say, well, doesn't it take a lot of willpower to have that Doritos bag next to you? Like, no, like that builds my willpower, it gives me strength, it gives me confidence that it's right there and all I want to do is destroy that entire bag, right? So it comes down to making choices that make you proud. So there's another one about having your cell phone. Don't have your cell phone in the room. You need to wake up, put it in the other room so that you have to get out of bed to go turn it off. I hate that. Just as a concept. Like, again, if you need it as a crutch, awesome. But I think you're teaching, every night you're teaching yourself, you suck. That I'm not going to wake up on time unless I put it in the other room. That's how I see it, at least, right? So if that was my problem, I would want to have the cell phone right next to me in bed just because, and then turn it off and get up, right? Like, make yourself proud with your choices. There's a very real element to having like the things that you grow stronger through. Ultimately, I love being around negative or toxic people. I love it because I'm going to suck them into my gravitational force, right? We've got a guy, Danny, who does most of my filming, and he had this friend named Hilton who's from Montreal, and he's building up this story about Hilton. Like, this guy is just, he's always negative, and he's always going to find excuses and reasons why something won't work. You have to work with him. Like, I'm so excited. Like, bring him. Let's go. I'm ready. And he ends up coming, and he's like this super nice dude and easy to work with and just sucked into the vibe. But if you bring your most negative, toxic, like never going to make it, bad attitude person, and bring them and they're around me, I'm not gonna get into their world. I'm too strong on my rock, I'm gonna suck them in. And whoever's more confident wins. I actually like the challenge, right? But you have to have built up a certain amount of strength to be able to handle it. So I think step one is definitely taking out the negative, the toxicity. And then you have this void, and what do you fill it with? Like, what do you fill it that you look at it every day, you set it up once, but it's a trigger for you every day to go off and want to play bigger. The most important thing out of a morning routine is how do you feel at the end of it? How do you feel at the end of it? You need to feel bold, courageous, confident, ready to take on the world. Most people, not you guys, most people don't even have a morning routine. Most people wake up like an accident, pull out their phone and start responding to other people's emergencies. Instead of you saying, no, I need some dedicated time for myself to get into the zone I need to be in. But even if you've planned out your own morning routine, most people are just checking the boxes. Like, yep, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna watch a video, I'm gonna read, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna pray, like whatever your list is. If you're not feeling bold at the end of your morning routine, you didn't do it right. Your morning routine has to make you feel bold, courageous. A lot of times it's because you don't have the right intention going in. So your morning routine might include watch a video. But if you're watching a video while making breakfast and brushing your teeth and making the bed, you're distracted, you're not feeling it, you didn't do it right. So thinking about what you can add to your morning routine to make you feel more bold, powerful, confident, alive, it doesn't have to necessarily take you 4 hours every morning to do it. But doing that thing, if you woke up and did the thing that made you feel bold, powerful, confident, alive for the next year, your life would be dramatically different 1 year from today compared to where you're at.
So as far as like relating it back to triggers,
yeah,
of course it's helping you stay motivated and then ultimately be in action a lot more.
Yeah.
What sort of strategies do you put to keep track of if that progress is being made? Like how often will you look back at, let's say, last 2 months and see how those triggers or how your new habits have led to a lot more success?
For me, it's much more about how do I feel. I want to feel energized every day. If there's multiple days in a row that I'm not feeling energized, then something is wrong in my environment or my habits or routine that doesn't serve me anymore, right? Unless there's some reason, right? Like, if my dog dies, I'm going to be unhappy. Nina's not happy I said that, right? Okay, that makes sense. But if it's just a normal day and you're waking up and you're not looking forward to what's happening, then something went wrong in my structure. So then I'll come up with something new. But if I'm feeling amazing, then I keep going off and doing it. So it's not once a quarter I sit down and block the day off and say, okay, I'm going to examine my triggers. That can work. For me, it's much more how do I feel. So when I'm starting my work, I need to feel like I'm ready to go off and do something big and bold. And if I don't, then I need to go back and fix my routine up until that point.
If you have a podcast or interview show and want me to be a guest on it, I have 2 options for you. There's a link right there next to me. Go click it, and I look forward to being a guest on your show.